Hello, and welcome. This is day number 1, 2, 3, 4. Day number 4 of the 7 personal powers, stepping into 7 personal powers. Today, I'm talking about the power of belief, which, oh my God, what you believe, you achieve, right? So if you don't believe you can have or do something, you're probably not going to achieve it. That's how important this aspect is, belief. How do you know what you believe, right? How do you know what you believe? Well, here's a really easy thing, is when you think, let's just say, you're thinking about, oh, I just never stay either consistent with exercise or with eating healthy. And remember, one thing I really want to drill in is some people think when they go to say, okay, I'm going to start eating really healthy, that they have to be that way 100% of the time. That's not true at all, actually. It just means most of the time you eat healthy things. Doesn't that takes a lot of pressure off. And then the other times you get to, you're kind of, over time, you're kind of choosing, right? You start out maybe going, okay, today I noticed that I ate really good, but I also ate too many of these foods. And then you notice that you have the awareness and you're conscious, you're eating consciously, you're living consciously, and then you adjust. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so let's talk about the power of belief. So if you are working on something, let's say you're like, oh my God, this time I'm really focusing on eating healthy, for sure, or exercising, right? But what are your real beliefs behind it? So I want you to think about, what does healthy eating mean to you? So you can go, healthy eating equals takes hours in the kitchen. Healthy eating equals, you may think, oh my God, that means eating healthy all the time, and I don't think I can do that. Healthy eating equals boring food. Healthy food is boring. I don't know how to cook healthy food. Something like that, right? Healthy eating equals, I can't go out with my friends. If I go out with my friends, they get to eat whatever they want. I have to sit and eat a salad, and that's so boring, and that's terrible, and I'm not going to like that, right? Or exercise. So you might think, I want to get fitter. I want to be more toned. So what does that mean to you? When you think about doing it, what does that mean? You might think to yourself, I have to go to the gym, and I don't like gyms. But I have to go to the gym and use weights, and I don't like that. So that's your belief. Exercise, you might think, oh my God, I have to exercise like a lot or in a certain way that you don't want to. Oh, I don't have time. That means that I'd have to go to the gym about 4 times a week for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and there's no way I have time. But I do want to be fit and toned, but I don't have. So, right? So you see your belief. Those are your beliefs. That's all it means. It's the things you say to yourself about doing that. Why haven't you started? Why haven't you continued doing it, right? Those are the reasons. Those are the reasons why. So you know your limiting beliefs. You know what the beliefs are that are holding you back. And so often women go, I don't know though. I don't know why I don't do those things. I don't know. Yes, you do. It's right in front of your face. It's the excuses you use. It's the way you think about it, right? So if you say, okay, if I say to you, okay, you're going to start eating really healthy starting tomorrow for 1 week, what are some of the first things that come into your mind? Those are your beliefs. That means it's going to be, oh no, it's going to be. That means I have to, right? And of course, the ones that are more in the negative are the negative beliefs. That's why you avoid it. So for somebody who's really excited about it, who is looking at the results they want, let's say. So if someone's really ready, they're focusing on, this is how I want to look. This is how I want to feel. This is how I want to be. And I say, okay, tomorrow we're going to start getting you moved towards that. This is what you're going to start doing starting tomorrow. You would be, oh, excellent, good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get going. I'm so proud of myself for starting this. I'm so happy that I'm going to take this positive action. I'm going to feel amazing. I know I'm going to have more energy. I'm so excited to look better. I'm so excited for my pants to fit better. I'm so excited to buy the clothes I really want to buy. I'm so excited to be able to do those things. I'm so proud of myself and happy that I'm moving, right? That is when you have those thoughts that enter your mind, when you think about something, those are what's going to propel that person to success. So they won't avoid it because they are so focused on the positive aspects of it. right? Whereas if you notice what thoughts come to your mind, first of all, may be the negative side of it, what you have to give up. We always know what we have to give up, but we don't always focus on what we gain, what we get to gain. So if your focus is more on what you have to give up, you're not going to do something. But if you turn your focus around to what you gain, that's your motivation. That's what keeps you inspired and moving forward, okay? So your belief is, this is how important it is, right? If you were raised being told a lot that, oh, she never sticks to anything, she doesn't follow through, or you heard them talk about you in that way, or they might have said to you, you just never stick with anything. You're going to have such a problem when you grow up, right? That stays with you. And that we talked about identity the other day. That you begin to think, I am just the type of person who, right? So your belief is that you can't do those things, that you probably won't be able to. And even though as an adult now you're thinking, yes, I really want this. I do. And I'm an adult now. I can do it. That inner child still holds. So your body still holds those thoughts, those things deep inside of you. And that's your unconscious that kicks in, right? So when you say, okay, you're right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to follow through this time, and when you start to do it in the background, what comes up is that old voice, that old subconscious, and the patterns, and the way you believed for years that it's not possible, or the way you were told as a child that it's not possible for you. You're just not that type of person. So then that is in the background running the show. The subconscious programming runs. Those are your beliefs that are deep. And sometimes we know what they are, and sometimes we're a little unclear or completely unclear. But when you become more conscious, when you start to, and in all my programs, we start to do this. So when you start to have more awareness and live more consciously and notice your thoughts, right? Like I talked about, when you first start thinking about something that usually you don't follow through on, what are the first thoughts that your self-talk that comes up? That's your belief. So when you start to it's really easy. When you start to become more aware of, you go, whoa, oh, right. Of course, I think this way, therefore I don't do it. Or I think that way, therefore I don't follow through. Or I think that way, and that's why I give up. Because I really believe, X, Y, Z. So knowing your beliefs brings them into awareness. Therefore, they're no longer unconscious. They are now conscious. And when they become conscious, then once we've heard them, once we're aware of them, we will be aware of them. And so therefore they can't unconsciously run the show, basically. Each time, and this is just practice, because each time we get into a situation where we feel ourselves sabotaging again, or going backwards or whatever, or not doing it or procrastinating, we just get to stop and go, oh, okay. I can tell that my subconscious, my unconscious programming, those old beliefs are starting to take over. And they're starting to pull me back again. So when you have that awareness, you can stop the pattern. The unconscious pattern would generally just go, bop, 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 and it would just lead you into self-sabotage. And pretty soon you're like, why did I do that again? Oh my God, here I am again. Why? Because you're unconscious, because you weren't aware that was happening. But once you are aware, you can stop it and break the pattern. And just breaking the pattern is just like, oh, here I go again. You're on this trajectory and you just stop in the middle of it because you notice. So therefore, you're not going to go straight into the old sabotage behaviors. You stop, you're breaking something, cutting it off. And now you're going to go, okay, I'm going to choose a different route. So even if that is just a little bit different, right? Instead of really sabotaging, what I'm going to do is, so let's say if it's like, oh, I'm going back, I want to eat French fries, or I want to eat a bag of potato chips, right? That's your sabotage coming on. You notice that here I go. I'm about to eat a bag of potato chips because I'm frustrated and I'm mad at myself. So what can I do instead? Okay, I want to break the pattern. I want to break this pattern. So I'm going to put these potato chips down. I'm going to go for a walk. And then I come back and see how I feel. That is breaking the pattern. So that way you have not continued on that road that would have led you to sabotage again. You see what I mean? So when we notice and we have these, when those beliefs are conscious, and now we're being more conscious every day. It's just more awareness. It's just living mindfully, eating mindfully. You might have heard that, or consciously, conscious eating, conscious living. That's what they're talking about. And that is the only way to break the patterns and stop that stuff, because you can't do it in the future. It's like, it's got to happen in the moment. In the moment. Well, there is only the now moment. There's no past, there's no future, right? Time, there's no time. I know, one of those things, right? It's like, the difference we can make is in the moment. We can't say in 2 weeks, when I'm about to sabotage, I'm going to stop myself from sabotaging. When are you going to stop yourself from sabotaging? In the moment. It only ever happens in the moment. We can't plan to stop. We have to wait until that moment comes, then we stop it. Right? So you can plan to eat healthy for the next 2 weeks. But the best way to do it is, in each moment, I'm choosing to eat healthy. In each moment, I'm making a better choice. In each moment, I'm making a choice. I'm either going to choose to have something healthy, or I'm going to choose to have this. And if I choose to have these potato chips or cookies, I know that I'm making a choice, and I know that's going to affect how I feel, right? So that's about living consciously, living mindfully. And this is really what we practice in my programs and in my coaching, all of it. That's why this makes such a difference. So for the people who don't get and maintain and hold the results, or they go on again, off again, or when you finish something, a diet plan, working with someone, you just have focused so much on the actions. I've done it. I did it for 2 weeks, but you never really broke the patterns or learned the mindset aspect of it, or really uncovered what your limiting beliefs were that kept bringing you backwards. So for 2 weeks, you've just been disciplined to do something. But what I do in my programs and coaching is that we get you doing those things, like eating healthy or exercising, whatever, implementing them, integrating them in your life, but also being conscious and mindful. And each step of the way, how are you feeling? What's happening? What thoughts are entering your mind, right? Doing the mindset aspect of it. So that is why it is so different. And then I'm there to help you every step of the way, because I see patterns. I hear, right? Sometimes you'll hear your friend talking and you go, oh my God, if they only heard themselves talk. Do you hear what you're saying? Because we don't. We're just so used to repeating the same words, thinking the same thoughts, saying the same phrases that could be very sabotaging, could be very limiting. People sometimes are like, they're so pessimistic. No wonder that happens to them. They always say that's going to happen, right? So that's the power of belief. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know you've watched. Put a like, put a love. I'd love to know that. And send me a comment and say hello. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on my personal Facebook page, hello. So nice to meet you. Come into my women's Facebook group for women over 40, women creating healthy lives. I work with women over 40 going through the midlife phase and beyond, really living healthy, happy, joyful, mindful, consciously, and living your best life. Over 40, basically. Over 40, over 50, over 60, whatever it is. All right. So much love to you. Enjoy your day.